This is Goat Island. We're getting ready for our Goat Island Restoration Project work party tomorrow morning. So I came out here on the island to take some shots of what the island looks like now, and then I'll show you what it looks like after we get done with the work party. You can see this grass is tall. It's up past my knees, so it's about 24 inches deep. And we want to keep it that way. So we're not going to mow the grass. We're going to mow down those white daisies you see out there, which are invasive. We're going to mow down the reed canary grass that you see over here, which is an invasive species. And you can see it's 24 to 30 inches tall, not to mention the Canadian thistle that we've got out here that we want to get rid of. We're going to mow that. But this whole area out here is reed canary grass, and we're going to mow that down. And I'll take you on a little tour of the island. That thistle's jabbing me right in the leg. Nasty stuff. The animals, they travel along the edges of the field. As you can see, it's worn down. It's only about a foot high at the most. So these are the trails we want to maintain. So we'll cut about 4 or 5 brush hogs width around the edges to keep this brush that you see on the right from growing out any further. And that is Douglas spirea. Deer can't get through it. Rabbits and squirrels and snakes and all that can. This is a trail that we cut years ago. We're going to cut this down again with the brush hog. This trail wraps around down here. Eventually, you walk right out into the marsh. This is the wetland area. It's on the east side of Goat Island. It's not part of Goat Island, and it's not part of the property owned by the Lake Lawrence Community Club. There's a trail through here that the animals have made. We come through here once a year and we remove the fallen trees. As you can see, there's a lot of fallen debris. This winter particularly, we had quite a few storms, toppling a lot of trees. A lot of these trees are dying or dead because of the water. The root systems are rotting. So this comes out on the other end of the meadow. This wasn't a meadow 11 years ago. It was blackberries and the invasive species. You can see how the meadow, we've recaptured about 3 acres of the meadow, and we still have about 2 acres of blackberry that is an invasive blackberry species, and we're going to get rid of that. This all area down here will be mowed down at our work party. The trail continues on around down here. What we've done is we've taken some of that Douglas spirea and the blackberries, and we've made these little corridors down to the canal so the animals, the deer primarily, can come back and forth. This trail goes all the way out to the point. This will be trimmed again, cut back a little bit more to get rid of this Himalayan blackberry. You can see this trail was 10 foot wide at the end of last year, and now it's grown back over and I can barely get through without scraping my arms. You can see this whole trail back here needs to be cleaned out. It's so brushy I can't get through right now. I will turn around and go back and I'll start the video on the other end. Got Jerome on the brush hog, cutting down all this canary grass, reed canary grass, and Canadian thistle. Got Kathy and Jim out here taking and picking up tansy. Pickaxe, tansy, and Canadian thistle, and putting it in a pile. We'll have 3 of these by the end of the day. Got Ken Stewart down here on the trail between the Himalayan blackberry, trimming up the edges so people don't get spiked. Got Jim Crandall down here hitting the heavy stuff with the chainsaw that grew over.
You said you wanted this widened a little bit.
Yeah.
So Ken did the easy stuff and I'm just going back through with the thicker stuff.
Okay. This is Terry Stewart. She's down here cleaning up this trail on the edges and stuff, widening it a little bit. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
Okay, so we've completed our annual Goat Island restoration work party, and I'm going to take you around and show you what we've done. Didn't get as much done this time. Only had 7 volunteers out here this year, but that's okay. We still got all the tansy picked up. I'll show you that. We got 3 huge piles of tansy out here that we dug out of the ground, and that will hopefully virtually eliminate the tansy from this island, except for the seeds that are still in the ground that we'll have to get after year. So with that, let me take you around the island and show you what was accomplished. So you can see we still have some work. We got one cut all the way around before the brush hog broke. So we've got some folks coming out in a couple weeks to finish up the brush hogging on the trails. We got a lot of this reed canary grass cut down. Still got a lot more to go. This is where the brush hog broke down. It's over here. So we'll have to complete that in the next few weeks. This is a second cutting of this reed canary grass area this year. Did the first cutting about 2 months ago. You can see how fast it grows. You just got to keep at it. If you don't get it and keep at it, it just takes over. Same with this Douglas spirea. You gotta keep, that's what that is right there. Got a purple flower on it, real pretty. So this is the one trail that goes out to the wetland area and the trees. A lot of work was done back here to widen the trail and clean it up. We get the brush hog going, we'll brush hog this and mulch it all up as best we can. So you can see we stopped right here at the wetland area. We don't go into this area, it's a conservation area. the animals do. And there's a trail through here, pretty well worn trail. You can see this stays wet most of the year, and as a result the trees are getting root rot and dying. A lot of trees blow down in here in the winter because they are dead. But we just leave them. It's natural habitat. Now we're coming back out into this smaller meadow at the end. You can see as we look back, again, we only had one cutting around the edge, and then we were concentrating on the canary reedgrass when the mower broke. We'll get this mowed down when we do the rest of it in a couple weeks, but we got the edges trimmed back up so that the berry vines don't stick out and grab your arms when you walk through it. I don't know if you'll recall the beginning of this video. We showed this trail. I came to the end right down here and I couldn't even get through. Well, now you can go all the way out to the point. Trail wasn't as grown over as it was last year, which tells me that the trail's getting a lot more use than it has in the past. This is as far as we got on our before pictures. So now that we can get through this trail, we'll come out and brush hog it. Now we'll turn around and go back. And I'll show you where we came into this trail, and then we'll head on from there. We just walked in on that trail. I didn't show the film coming back, it's the same. Now we're back at the end of the trail. We're going to walk around the rest of the edge of the opening. So this path got trimmed up on the edges quite a bit. Again, getting rid of all those large blackberry vines that'll come out and snag you real good. Now we're back out on the other end of the pasture. Now what we did is we divided this pasture into a section of 3 and cut a circle in the middle so we could put the tansy that was pulled out in this particular area. Toward this end of the pasture there's very little tansy. The middle of the pasture there's a lot. As you'll see, the stack is over 4 foot high. And we got another stack like this a little bit further down. So this is what we got done yesterday, and I wanted to come back out and show you what we accomplished. What we got left to do, I've got a couple volunteers coming out over the next couple weeks to help out. But if anybody would like to help out and do a little bit of brush hogging out here, give me a call. 253-341-6059, and I'll hook you up. Y'all have a great day.